So we sat there for like 5 minutes only, and then we went to a coffee shop or something. So that was not important to her.
She went like, I can't look at this shit.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, Boswank, I don't know. The music score. Well, no. Did your music score you chicks? It's probably. Seriously, what kind of question is this?
That's a fine question. I mean, it absolutely did, but that's, I would say, before my wife.
Okay. Now, after your wife, it would be probably strange. Yeah. Okay. And going back to more serious questions and our bed, which is, I'm going to start it again. I think if listeners don't have questions right now, I'm going back to the question list, which I cannot find now because I have no idea where did I leave it. Here. Thank you, Slagon. Yeah. So, yes, we were talking about some parties and events that you have been attending. Were those 8-bit parties mostly?
Well, I'd never attended any of the old parties back in the 80s. I'm born in 74, so I was a little too young. Oh, sorry.
We lost you for like 5 seconds, I think.
A digital fart.
Yeah, digital.
Oh my god.
You asked about parties, like,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I just said that I'm born in 74, so I was a little bit too young to attend the classic parties back in the 80s, I guess. But in 2008, I went to a concert in Leipzig, which was these game concerts arranged by Thomas Böcker, where Rob Hubbard had his music performed by a big orchestra like International Karate, by a symphony orchestra. And I also met Rob Hubbard and Chris Hulsbeck as well. And I nearly fainted when I, met Rob Hubbard. It was like, it's like meeting one of your biggest idols.
When was this?
This was in 2008.
Oh.
Well, this was not a
time ago.
party. It was not a Commodore party or anything. This was a concert in relation to the game, some kind of a game convention in Leipzig, in Germany.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was really cool. And well, we do have this Commodore sort of club here in Denmark, or several actually, but that I attend a couple of times a year in Copenhagen. It's a combination of Commodore 64 and a lot of Amiga users. I'm an Amiga user as well. And so we meet at least twice a year and just play games and repair computers and swap stuff, buy machines or whatever.
Nice. And earlier I didn't know that you are an Amiga user too. Did you think of making Amiga remixes as well?
Not really. I mean, the Commodore 64 music is a lot closer to me, than the Amiga music. There's some good Amiga music, but it's not it's not working for me the same way. I actually prefer like the remixes of Amiga music to listening, compared to listening to the actual Amiga music, like Instant Remedy, Insert Disc 2, which I also mastered. I love that album, and that really shows that there are definitely some very good Amiga music out there, but I'm not that big a fan of Amiga music compared to Commodore 64 music.
I see. Okay.
I have a statement and a question from Mordy. You know Mordy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, I think I'd last more than 5 minutes in Lagerfeld's studio. And then he asks, is he a fan of Simon Stålenhag?
Yeah. How did you know that? He saw some pictures of my studio?
I don't know. Those are he just asked that straight up in the channel.
Yeah. Well, I definitely am. I have pictures of, this is I think he's from Sweden, right? He's a Swedish, he's a Swedish artist that paints, I think actually digitally paints. He paints using an iPad or a Wacom tablet or whatever, and he paints these amazing sort of retro sci-fi pictures, and they are some of the best stuff I've seen ever.
Those on like fields, and then there's these Star Wars elements and rocket ships and shit that have
Yeah, like old
crashed.
stuff. It's like he imagined the Sweden, I guess, that sometime back in the 60s or 70s were highly technically, evolved, and then something messed up. And all this technology is now sort of rampant, where you have, both genetically stuff like dinosaurs, like in Jurassic Park, are running rampant and attacking like ice cream truck. And you have kids who's, they found old equipment, and they're kind of controlling robots with a glove, and it's just, I love this kind of stuff. So I bought 4 of his pictures, and they're printed on canvas, and I've hung them up in my studio.
Nice. We are
So,
currently
huge
looking
fan.
at them, by the
Yeah.
way, because Slagon just opened a Google search for the guy, and yeah, he's really great.
Yeah, amazing.
Absolutely. So, yeah, at least, well, we don't know still how Morty knows this. No, he said he's creeping on your mastering website.
I'm a stalker.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you have any questions there?
I guess I don't. No, but I had my question still that I was preparing up. Do you have a plan to come back to remixing at one point when you will have time?
That is a very good question. Maybe, if I have time. I have very little. When you have 3 kids and you have a full-time job or career, whatever it is, and it's limited time I have to do that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
understandable.
Yeah, and maybe one day. Yeah.
Okay, we will take it as a maybe. And any events to participate maybe in the future?
Sorry.
Any events to participate at in the future? Maybe some parties or I don't know.
Well, I might go to, what's the stuff in Holland called? It's like
XX. It's
exactly.
close to Eindhoven.
I'm more interested in the pre-X, which is the party that happens before the party, I guess. But I might go to that one day with my friend Jonathan, who is also a very avid Commodore 64 guy, and he also has these parties where he lives here in Funen, the island where I live. So I go to these various Commodore parties. I haven't actually been to Sweden to some of your stuff over there, but I might go one day.
Yeah, you should have come to one of the gatherings, because we just had the last one in August.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shame.
You
know,
should
I
have
stopped
come.
inviting you like after
I know.
10 years.
I know. Well,
Yeah, but the X, next year's X, gonna happen exactly almost in 1 year, less than 1 year already, because it's gonna be at the first weekend of November in 2018. So if you need to plan it, you can start to plan it in advance. And well, as a final question, because I guess we are talking here for a while, and I have to share something with the people here that yesterday when we were having the trial call, you were we were talking about the period or the time of the interview and how long it will take and stuff, and I said usually it will take, I don't know, usually it takes minimum half hour, maximum 1 hour, and you said, oh my god, I thought it's just 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Sorry about that. Because we are already at 50 minutes particularly. So I think that I might have my last question, and we're gonna say goodbye to you and let you go.
No problem. I'm enjoying this. That's fine. So.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad you do that. So do you have any future plans to share with us?
Regarding.
Well, regarding anything, regarding even music or just mastering or...
Well, in terms of the future, I would say that's anything that I'm going to stick to related to Commodore 64 or whatever, or Amiga maybe. I mean, I already did some very interesting work on the Turrican remasters, where I recorded all the Turrican music from Amigas and I think Super Nintendo and Mega Drive as well. I think it was a project initiated by Jens Sotman, I think, and that was an interesting project to work on. And also I worked on the Instant Remedy stuff, the Amiga remixes. But I would say that in terms of Commodore 64, I'm working on something it's a very long plan, but I'm working on something called the Ultimate SID Collection, which is basically somewhat similar to this what's it called, Stone Oak Valley, I guess.
Yes.
This but it's slightly different. I mean, I love what he's doing there. It's just awesome to get record all this stuff, and I think he's re-recording in a higher quality right now. I think he's re-recording everything in a higher quality, but it is an automated job, meaning that it's what I'd like to do is to record about 250 of the best Commodore 64 songs, and including my own favorites, on individual SID chips that I've chosen for each song, and record them in very high quality, meaning that I'm going to blank the screen. It's going to be recorded through mastering grade equipment, and it'll be archival quality.
This sounds awesome. And do you have a name for it? A future name?
It's called the Ultimate SID Collection.
Okay, so that will be.
So it's not going to have everything. It's going to be different from the Stone Oak Valley thing. It's going to be a curated collection of about 250 songs, and they're going to be very high quality. Everything will be checked, and I will treat them sort of more like an album, meaning that you will be able to take these songs and put on a CD or whatever. And I'll do some fades, a natural fade, instead of just endless looping or cutting or whatever. So I'll treat it like real music, because that's how I see SID music as real music. I don't think about SID music as not real music, as some probably normal people would do. I just consider it masterpieces of real music. And I would like to treat it like that, and I'm trying to get the Danish Royal Library to put these songs in their collection for all eternity.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
because
really great to know about.
Yeah. So that's something I'm working on, and I bought 8 Commodore 64s, and I bought a Commodore 128, and I think I have 10, 12 SID chips that I've measured, and I've tested the filters, etc., and I'm matching those up right now. But it's a year, it takes years and years to finish this, so
yeah, of course.
don't wait up.
Yeah, choose a SID chip from 12 to each of the 250 songs. So
what I'm doing, I'm actually already in the process. I've talked to Ben Daglish and Martin Walker, and so I'm doing like 3 versions of one of their songs, for instance, and I'm getting their approval on what SID chip do they think sounds best on their songs here.
Wow, even better. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing.